What is up, everyone? Mr. Roscom here with the All Things Star Wars podcast. Just doing a quick little stream to kind of get caught up on things. First, let me make sure we're actually live. See if there's anybody in the chat. I don't know if anyone's going to hop in the chat tonight. I'm not going to be on here for too long, but figured I'd hop on and see. Ooh, All Things Star Wars looks like they went live. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yep, there we are. Volume is down. Solski, what is up, my man? So, yeah, I'm just catching people up. So, if you check your audio podcast, you'll see that I just released episode 111. Still catching up on old episodes of the podcast, but now that the Patreon is up, we have subscribed to our host to the bigger service. So, I'm going to start over the next few days getting us caught up on the audio episodes by the end of this coming weekend. August 20 something or other. By the 25th, I should have all of the audio episodes caught back up, and then we will record live on the 26th with episode 116, subject TBD. So, Doctor Who, Don, come on, man. Don't, you're hurting me inside when you say things like that. So, yeah, we're getting all caught up, and like I said, by the end of the weekend, I hope to be fully caught up on all of the audio episodes with no more lapses from here on out. So I figured I would just hop on. It does look like Pop Central, so I'll give you a little background. As if for anyone who's been watching, like I know you have, Don, all the recent episodes of the podcast, Dave has been just winning all kinds of pop figures. I don't know, spinning wheels, making deals. I don't know. Either way, we've got a million fucking Star Wars pops in here now, which is pretty cool. Still got to figure out how we're going to display them. But I needed a box a couple days ago, and we had no goddamn cardboard boxes in the house anywhere except for one of the boxes that Dave was storing all these pop figures in. So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm going to use that box because I sold some stuff on eBay, which I'll get to in a minute. And I took the box because it was perfect, the exact perfect size that I needed to ship this stuff out. So I just quickly took all the pop figures out of the box and shipped my thing. And now we have a bunch of loose pop figures sitting around on the table, which will all be moved somehow in the next couple of days before we record episode 116. So the stuff that I sold on eBay, I had a whole bunch of old collectibles, and I had actually a few years ago, when I stopped playing Magic the Gathering, I had sold some of my cards from that, and I started recollecting a bunch of old G.I. Joe figures. So I had started to amass this pretty big G.I. Joe collection. I had just bought like cheap lots on eBay whenever one would pop up, and it kind of... It's weird because this is a long story, but fuck it. I mean, this is just sort of a bonus little show for you, our most loyal subscribers. Let's go back about 30 some odd years to when Jason was a young man, and I was growing up in California, and being a nerdy guy, awkward, nerdy, whatnot. I had very few friends. But I had one friend who was my absolute best friend in the world. We met each other when we were 5. We had all of the exact same interests. At the time, He-Man was really big. Now, I know Dave and I have kind of mentioned He-Man here and there on the show, but He-Man was just starting to explode too. Actually, I don't think it had even come close to peaking yet, but it was in its infancy, but it was already starting to get big. And I had a handful of figures for whatever my parents could afford to get me. And one day, again, about 5 years old, I'm in my little apartment complex, and I kind of walk out of our back door and around and come around this corner, and I see this kid who's my age sitting there with a bunch of He-Man toys. And my mom tells the story really well. She says, I immediately sprinted back to my apartment, ran in, said, "Oh my god, Mom, there's this kid right next door who's got all the He-Man toys." And I run in and I scoop up all of my He-Man toys in my arm, and I run out. And pretty much from that day on, for the next, let's see, he died in 2000, which I would have been 24. So yeah, for the next 19 years, he and I were the absolute best of friends. Come to find out, he had a genetic lung disorder called cystic fibrosis. You may have heard of it. And my mom would tell me about this as we were growing up, and she said, "Yeah, people with that don't normally live very long." But at the same time, I also knew technology was advancing so fast, medicine was advancing so fast that I never really uh, thought anything of it. I thought, by the time we get older, they're gonna figure this disease out. He'll be fine. And I never let it worry me, despite the fact that he was always sick growing up, constantly being admitted to the hospital with pneumonia, things like that. And I honestly believe that my parents and his parents didn't tell us the gravity and the severity of these times when he would get pneumonia and he'd get sick and he'd get admitted to the hospital. In fact, I think one time I remember he was in the hospital for weeks, and I think he was pretty close to being to for everything to end there. We were still in elementary school at the time, but this was just so far in the back of our minds because, like I said, we were the absolute best of friends. After the He-Man craze finished, we moved on to Transformers and then on to GI Joe, and GI Joe was huge for me and Rob for years, even probably longer than we should have. We should have been, chasing girls and playing sports, but we were still playing with GI Joes for a long time into our late teenage years, and it was this thing that bonded the two of us. And so yeah, he passed in 2000, January of 2000. He got to see the new millennium for about 10 days, and it absolutely devastated me. It hit me super hard. Like it was, I can't even describe it. Because he and I were closer than brothers. It was like I said, best friends for 19 years. Never went more than a day without seeing or speaking to each other for that long. But anyway, so he died what seemed to me sudden, but in retrospect, obviously we knew he had the disease. We knew he could go at any time, but I never let that sink in. And then when he did pass rather suddenly, it hurt a lot. And so I knew he kept all of his old GI Joes from when we were kids, and I went to his mother after he passed, and I said, "Hey, can I have all these? This was mine and his thing. This is what we did. This was how we bonded for years and years and years." And she basically said no, that she was selling them, but I could make her an offer on them monetarily. And at the time, I was dead broke. I had no money whatsoever. So that wasn't even an option. So I was really bitter after that. Like I was really mad at his mom after that, which is a real shame because she treated me so well growing up. She treated me like her own son. But everything changed after that, and I never really forgave her. And it wasn't long after that that I kind of stopped talking to her, and we don't talk to this day. Um, so anyway, that left a big like hole in my heart, and I started one day. I'm just like, God, I really want to collect all these things that me and Rob used to have, like all these old GI Joe figures, and I did. Spent hundreds of dollars collecting these things, and I did, and I kept them, and it was great for a little while. But obviously, it wasn't the same not having him there to talk about or enjoy. So they stayed in the box for a couple of years, and then I just decided, all right, I gotta move on. I gotta get rid of these things, and I did. I sold them for a pretty good chunk of money. I think it was like $700 total is what I sold the big lot for. So hey, what's going on, Tom? So yeah, that just happened a couple of days ago, and I've been using that money to for a couple things. I'm in the process of building a home gym, so I bought the Bowflex. I can't remember if I talked about this, but I bought the Bowflex, the adjustable dumbbells, and I also bought a Bowflex adjustable bench, so I can do a lot of exercises at home now. Like yesterday, I did what shoulder exercises and I did chest again, all with just the dumbbells and my Bowflex bench. So I felt really good about that. I worked out for like 2 hours. But the beauty of having a home gym, especially because I set this up in my bedroom right next to my computer, is I did a set, went over to my computer, fucked around for a minute, went back, did my next set, back to the computer, or did whatever. Or I had a conversation with Kristen for a while in between sets, and it was good. So I'm already loving having this home gym. I'm still missing some things. I still need like a bench press. something to do some more leg exercises. But things are coming along. So that's do I have USS Flag? I don't have anything anymore because I got rid of it all. And thank you, Don. I appreciate it. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing this last week. I got that stuff on eBay. I've been selling that. I've been putting together the home gym. With the rest of the money, I've been buying some Magic cards because I think I said on here a while back that a buddy of mine at work and I have been playing Magic the Gathering a lot. So I'm starting to build up my collection again because, when I stopped playing Magic a few years ago, I sold off a lot of my good cards. So now I have to reacquire them. And yeah, it's good. So as far as Star Wars stuff goes, I guess the D23 Expo starts tomorrow. The big thing that people are expecting is The Mandalorian. So if there is a Mandalorian trailer that drops tomorrow or sometime over the course of the weekend, I will react to it. I'll talk to Dave and see if he. In fact, I'm supposed to see him at lunch tomorrow, so I'll talk to Dave, see if there is a Mandalorian trailer, if he wants to react together, or if we just do it separately. I'll do my reaction on here, and then he can just talk about it after the fact. But I don't know how much more Star Wars information we're really going to get over the weekend. They might confirm the Obi-Wan show as well. Like, I would not be shocked if Ewan McGregor just shows up on stage and they officially announced the Kenobi TV show, which is not official yet. Yeah, and I heard a lot of it's going to be live streamed too, the D23 Expo. So I haven't done enough research to see exactly where. Maybe Twitch. So keep an eye out for that. And again, keep an eye out for the audio episodes of the podcast. 111 is live now, which so I noticed like this. We didn't plan this at all, but I think it was pretty funny the way it worked out. Episode 111 was Revenge of the Sith. Episode 3, and when I'm doing the image, like the thumbnail image for the audio version, I typed it in a specific font that I always do, and when I typed in episode 111, it came out as episode III, like episode 3, which was Revenge of the Sith. And again, did not plan that out at all, but man, it worked beautifully. So episode 111 was Revenge of the Sith. Let's see, you guys got any questions for me before I close this up? Again, I just wanted to hop on really quick, update you guys on what's going on, and then say goodnight because I'm going to bed here in about 10 minutes. Jason, did you like the Picard trailer? Yeah, the extended one. I did. I'm really curious where they're going to take this. I'm curious what they're going to do with Data. I'm curious who this mystery chick is. We saw a Borg cube, which is awesome. Yeah, that Picard trailer, hot. Really hot. Jerry Ryan back as 7 of 9. Oh. I love a nice, attractive woman. But yeah, no, I'm stoked for Picard. I had no desire to see Discovery. Is that the one that's on like season 2 or 3 now? No desire to see that one, but I'll watch Picard. Now, I don't know how much the CBS streaming service costs. This could be a thing where it's like I wait until the end of season 1 and then I just binge watch season 1. So I subscribe for a month and then binge watch season 1. But no, I don't foresee myself being a permanent subscriber to CBS because I mean, what else do they have on that streaming service? It can't be much. All their stupid sitcoms that are on CBS every week, no thanks. So he did die, but in that movie they also found another brother of his. Remember, we had Lore back in The Next Generation. Well, apparently there was another Noonien Soon creation that they found on another planet. They built it. It was kind of like a retarded Data, and there was one point towards the end where Data attempted to transfer his entire database into the new Data droid thing before shit hit the fan and Data went off, and they thought it didn't work. Right? He tried to transfer, and it's like, nah, the guy was still kind of like stupid Data, and they're like, fuck, I guess this didn't work. And then shit starts happening, and they get distracted. And Data eventually gets blown up in that, but they hinted in like the last scene of the movie that maybe the retard Data actually did have some of Data's memories. So that's kind of where that was left. I'm sure they're gonna pick that up in Picard. They have to. Brent Spiner's in it as Data or the retard Data. So okay, here's the deal, Solsky. I don't really care about Doctor Who either way or the other, one way or the other. Like I know a lot of people love it, and I'm not going to knock anybody's fandom. I don't understand the Doctor Who craze. I don't think I ever could. It's it seems beyond cheesy, which maybe that's part of the appeal. I don't know, but it's just not my thing. But Star Trek I like. Next Generation. Never really saw many episodes of the original series. Saw a good portion of Deep Space Nine. Didn't see any Voyager. Didn't see any Enterprise. So I'm really more of a Next Generation guy. I like all the movies. Like I saw all of the Star Trek movies. The early one, well, the original kind of sucked. Some of the middle ones, like 5 and 6, kind of sucked, and then the last two Next Generations ones sucked. But there were some good ones in there. So you just got to kind of like find the good ones, and then the whole Next Generation series, so far ahead of its time. Really, really good shit. So that's that. Scott, my man, what's up? You're catching us at the very end of this bonus stream. But, rewind and see my whole G.I. Joe story and talking about D23 and all that. But, yeah, that's pretty much all. Unless you guys had any other questions for me or anything before I close up. It's hot in here. I thought this stupid heat wave was supposed to be over. It's actually long for character development. You have to watch a whole season. See, that's the problem. Trying to get through a whole season of Doctor Who, man, I don't know if I could do it. So I'm checking WeatherBug really quick because it's fucking hot. Oh, we got a thunderstorm coming. Well, it's only 84. It feels like 87. Today's high was 90. It was supposed to cool off. Oh, tomorrow is when it cools off. It goes from a high of 90 today, and it's been like in the 90s for the last like 5 days, to a high of 76 tomorrow. So that's a drastic drop. My lips were dry. I couldn't get a proper whistle going. So, that's right. And yes, if you are not already a subscriber to Used and Abused, either on YouTube or the audio podcast, you will do it. Isaac, what's up? So, yeah, this isn't a full episode. This is just me kind of catching people up. And for those of you who are just joining, I'm letting you guys know, catching up on the audio episodes of the podcast. I just posted episode 111. I've already re-upped our hosting service with the new Patreon stuff going on. We've got the funds now to go back to our full hosting service. So by the end of this weekend, my goal is to be fully caught up on the audio episodes of the podcast. We're recording on Monday for episode 116, more than likely. We haven't actually talked about it. And I will give you guys... you're too funny, Isaac. Talking about lotion. So I will give you guys a heads up. So I'd say it's 90% sure that we're going to record on this Monday the 26th, as well as Monday the 2nd, as well as Monday the 9th. However, Monday the 16th, I will be out of town. So I don't know if we'll skip that week completely, but we will not record anywhere from the 11th to the 18th. So don't expect a live stream anywhere in there. So we might skip that week. I don't know, but we'll make it up to you. Don't worry. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. We will not be recording live that week of September 16th. So you've been warned. You do need this model number. Okay, well, now that I actually have the computer on, Scott, maybe I can pull it up in my device manager. Doing it live, folks, because that's what we do. How do you get to device manager in fucking Windows 10? See, that's the thing I hate about Windows. Like, I learned Windows on Windows 98, and then, I adapted as iterations came, but they started just drastically changing where fucking things are located, how to fucking do things. It's really annoying. All right, we'll try system under settings. Display, no, devices. Where's device? Fine. I'll just type it in the goddamn search bar. Device manager. There it is. Sweet Jesus. All right. Scott wants the model number to our camera, which is why I'm doing this. Cameras. HD webcam. Properties. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really, that's Nothing. It's like generic Microsoft drivers. Come on, give me something here. All right, we have no details. Apparently, it's using a driver from Microsoft from 2006. So I may have to go into my fucking Amazon history at this point. Damn it! Come on, Logitech, just print the shit on the fucking hardware. How hard is that? All right, let me try one more thing before I give up. Logitech. Oh, Logitech Capture. It's an app. Logitech Profiles Manager? Could not find. Logitech. I'm sure this is fucking thrilling. See, now what I need to do is I need to do a screen cap when Dave's not here. Dave's not here! Do a screen cap where his camera is so you can see my screen. Draft is going to be live on here, yes. So September 1st, which we looked it up, Tom, that is not the day of a BSU game. BSU game is the day before. So everybody should be available, I hope, for that day. Oh, come on. So yeah, we'll live stream it on here. Oh, there it is. All right. So you ready, Scott? This is the HD Pro Webcam C920. So Charlie 920. That's Logitech. You heard it here. So, what else we got? Let me catch up on the chat here. Yep, live on here for the draft. Again, if you guys all want to quit now and just give me the trophy, I'm fine with that because it's going to be the end result anyway. So, can save everybody a lot of pain. Okay, let's see. Right. NCAA, no play on Sundays. Right, but weren't you trying to tell me that they were playing on that day? That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought you were telling me, like, you possibly couldn't make the draft because of a game. I don't know. But anyway, we confirmed it, so you have no excuse. No way, dude. What? No way what, Solsky? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, keep an eye out this weekend for the D23 Expo. If they do a Mandalorian trailer, we will react. What? Come on, you're supposed to pulse. There we go. That's the one. Can you see that? Yeah. It looks a lot better in person. I'll just say that. King of Fantasy. They're gonna cry. Oh! You're trying to talk shit. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me. It's actually getting about to be my bedtime. So, thanks, guys, for joining in. I wasn't expecting to get much of an audience. Again, you can rewind and re-listen to my ramblings about G.I. Joe action figures and Magic the Gathering and things of that nature. But yes, catching up on the audio episodes. Should be caught up by the end of the week. Oh, and I told the story about why all these pop figures are right here. So, for any of you guys that joined late. But that's it. Black Spire book. I thought it was this week or next week. I think it's next week, like the 26th. So, but yeah, check that out. I honestly don't think I'm going to read it. I'd much rather read Master and Commander before I read the Black Spire book, which I need to get on that, I know. So, anyway, thanks, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. And if I don't talk to you this weekend, which I might, if we get a Mandalorian trailer or any other announcements that warrant a talk about it now. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday. May the Force be with you. Fuck, now what do I click?